Hi, everybody. Welcome to another adventure of The Shade's Tale, a second edition Ironclaw actual play show.
Ooh.
We are not going to have our giant hulking donkey mercenary Harmon here today because Theta can't join us, but we are going to proceed undeterred. Um, and I'll start going down the Discord line and having our intrepid adventurers introduce their characters, tell us about your character's motto and their current goals, and we'll start with Connor.
Hello, I'm Arcloid. I play Connor Lavera de Ecrivis. My motto is one hand washes the other, and I have yet to get my sheet open. I'm sorry. So I don't know what
No
my
problem.
goals are.
That's okay. I believe our goals are, well, last time we uh, managed to deal with Ridalfo. There's still the issue of the dealing with the syndicate. I think that might be the only one we have, but let's see what Griffin has on his sheet.
Yup, indeed. Well, I'm Griffin. I'm playing the anonymous doctor, who's an Armo Almoner. His motto is first do no harm, second get paid. And I have Harmon's goal of dealing with the syndicate, and also capture Ridolfo and turn him in. Which I believe you were ready to declare we completed, and we were going to look for a gift, but I guess we do still have to bring him back.
Well, yeah, we'll talk about it. But last but not least, we have Rafferty.
Hello, world. I'm Norman Rafferty. Today I'm playing Anushka, the microbat messenger, where my motto is know no fear and serve with joy.
All right. And with our team established, so a quick recap, and let's talk about where we are with Rodolfo. So last session we had a 4-hour combat in the Chastity Inn with Sister Amelia and her gang of reformed thugs. They were harboring Rodolfo, the cognoscenti, who you guys have been tracking for quite some time now. And he nearly got away. It looked like you guys were about to be turned in for your Triskellion bounty for a moment there. But you pressed on. You managed to basically completely crush the spirit and morale of the thugs and corner Rodolfo as he was taking leave, deciding that it was no longer safe at the Chastity Inn. And as he was leaving, he walked into an ambush set by Connor's men and Anushka. So now he is within your custody. You guys are probably a little bit exhausted from the fight, but you're able to leave with him. And your options for what to do with Rodolfo were many. On the one hand, you know that he is wanted for a sizable bounty by the Lysaimon family, which you guys had encountered in Tuskdun. The Stoats, who, that he was working for, have particular desire to see his head on a stick, and that bounty is worth more if he is alive. On the other hand, you could turn him over to the authorities in Bruges, which is where you guys are now. Bruges? I can never remember. There's currently a warrant out for his capture. This warrant was put out by the Lysaimon 2, but it is slightly less than what you would get if you brought him directly back to Tuskdun. And the last thing that springs to my mind is you could turn him over to the Avoirdupois authorities in order to basically help bring light to the attacks on them. If you guys think that the attacks were not motivated by the Doloro, as it seems to be that Rodolfo has been sort of pulling the strings behind the scenes. And we had spoken about this a little bit between session, and it sounded like Harmon's vote was squarely for returning him to Lysaimon 2, getting the most bang for your buck, as it were. And if you do that, we'll probably run at least one more scene of transportation back to that particular town. But if you guys just want to be rid of him, there are ways to be rid of him. You guys could just turn him over to the authorities in Burgess.
Well, I had also decided that it might be best to turn them into a Lissamon too, because then they would be able to extract what he had been doing and uh, get rid of these attacks on the watchtowers by noting that the attacks on the groves have been ended.
There is a at least you have been able to make a case with the Lysaemon too, so there is some context there, and it could be that he would bring it up with the his Doloro masters.
So that would be where we take them.
Okay. I mean, Connor is sort of the man in charge over here. So if that's what you're deciding to do, that's what you guys can do. If no one else has dissenting opinions.
I mean, yeah, I actually makes sense to me. I don't. I have no strong feelings. I think Connor is has the right idea.
Okay. You have no strong feelings about this bat that has I feel like you guys have had the most face-to-face tussles so
Well,
far.
he's
Bat
almost
on
tried to
bat.
kill me twice, but I have been doing it in the service of Connor. Therefore, I would defer to Connor's sense of justice in this. It is not up to me to decide. I mean, I'm not even a warrior, so I shouldn't even be doing this sort of thing. But I do it
Mm.
because I am compelled to act first. But pausing to reflect upon the repercussions of my actions is something that Anushka is not very good at, and it would leave her rather confused. I I still have no answers for what happened to Gaston, but we did recover his rapier, right? We did recover the weapons.
Yeah, you've had it the whole time. You managed
No,
to
no, I
route
got
the forces, so you have like anything he had.
yeah, it got taken away from me when we first went in because they asked me to surrender my
Oh
weapons,
yeah.
and I did.
Right, no, you have all of your equipment back, save for the pistol that was stolen by one of the
I took the
thugs
money
during the
for
fight.
that.
But you do, yeah.
So
Harmon gave you money for that, so you can
Yeah.
take a shopping trip
hmm
when there's time.
when there's time.
Right. And I guess to clarify, the doctor sure has opinions, but he sure is in the middle of somewhere in the city.
Yeah, yeah. So the doctor was absent for that fight. He's currently on like a week's sabbatical. He's helping a local street gang of young pickpockets and thieves. Um, and he's been he's on retainer, I guess. So for the next week or so, he's kind of out of the picture. But again, you guys aren't going very far. Toughstone is not super far away from Bruges. It's across the river and a bit north, I believe. We can pull the map up. But yeah, so you guys might want to drop off Ridalfo and then go retrieve your doctor at some point.
Yes.
All right. Okay, so on the road back to Tuskdun, we'll say this is like a day later. You guys have, I assume, restrained Rodolfo in some way, probably tied him up a little bit. He looks quite the worse for wear. He was beaten up pretty badly during your fight. And for the first day, he's completely stoic. He hasn't tried to speak to you, at least not verbally. Those of you who are sensitive to these things can tell that he has been making quiet psychic attacks, probing your minds for information. But it's a lot harder for a cognoscenti to get under your skin when you know that it's coming, and all of you have been, have been on
Well, if we
high
had
alert.
somebody with supernatural, they could have advised us one of the better things to do is to blindfold him so he can't make eye contact. But
Mm. Do we have
Oh.
anybody with supernatural at this point? I guess not. If the
I mean-
doctor's not there.
so technically, I wouldn't know that.
Um. I'm trying to remember. I guess Anushka knows the terms of the doctor's agreement, so she knows where he's gonna be, right?
Did he tell me?
You were
I
there,
think
so.
so. Yeah.
Well, being there and being told are two different things.
Well, I was in a place where I agreed to stay, and there were a lot of sick people.
Oh, okay. So I know where you're. That's right. All right. So it's not that you went somewhere; it's that we left you somewhere. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a difference. Yeah, I can remember where that is. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So
If you
honestly, I could still fly. I could go fetch him.
Yeah, if you wanted to at least tell him, update him on the situation, you totally would have had time to do that.
Well, I'd also like to visit him, as I've been injured again.
Oh dear, what has happened to you this time, Anushka?
What did happen to me? I think I got clawed.
Hmm.
Yes, I believe you did get mauled by a bear.
Yeah, one of them mauled me.
Well, I have a line of patience these days. However, I can definitely share the moment for you, Anushka, as always.
Huzzah! Well,
But if you
it's a
just
new
gave up all
injury.
of this fighting and became a woman of the cloth, then you never would be this terribly injured.
You don't know that. In fact, it was a bear of the cloth that injured me.
Oh, if you're talking about that in, well, it's sort of 50-50.
Look, we've captured Ridalfo. When you're done here with your charity, you can come back. Even though actually we owe you nothing, and you've never sworn to serve either the Paw or the Triskellion banner.
Well, to be fair, I would never miss a chance to watch Connor attempt to give another public speech.
That's weird, but okay.
uh,
I'm not here to
Uh,
judge.
but I am interested in seeing this through, and if there's justice to be found, then I'm going to see it.
All right. Well, good for you to know. By the way, you have to show up to claim Rodolfo's reward, so that's gonna be fun.
Oh, right, I definitely need to get paid, so, well, I definitely will be coming around.
mm,
As soon as I can.
yeah.
Here's the address where we are. And good luck and peace be with you.
Alright, here's your clean bandages. You have 2 quota met. And enjoy your week-long walk. Oh, here, go ahead and take this last bit of medicine I have as well for an extra quota.
Oh,
Oh,
thank you.
wait, nope, sorry. Ran out of that.
Wait, the one that I just drank.
So it wasn't the wine. Dang. I get more of this medicine. I can give you the medicine that just knocks you out.
Well, who doesn't want to be
Oh
alive and
yeah.
unconscious? Alas, I have many miles before I can sleep.
Right, well, I suppose I'll see you in a week, Anushka.
Whoosh.
Whoosh.
Whoosh. Okay. All right. So, um, you guys, I think I kind of want to do a check here to represent Rodolfo's repeated mental probings towards you all. Since the doctor isn't there, this will be for Connor and for Anushka. And actually, before we do that, let's deal with the Connor situation. Connor, your irregulars almost took a full casualty there in the last fight. I think it's finally time that we roll for these guys and see who's sticking around and who's bailing. They were around for like 3 sessions, I think, which is not bad. They're a loyal lot.
Wait until not only do they all stay, but someone actually shows up.
I know someone
So
joins,
it's mine.
inspired by stories of valor.
I heard you guys got your ass handed to you. Let me do it too.
And we're looking for 4s or better.
All right. Well, mine gossip and ability, and we've had a respite since.
Yeah, I'd say
I'm
that's
gonna make
one.
my favorite use of gossip wit to be finding irregulars.
Okay, cool.
It's only D4, but it might roll 4. Nope.
Close enough. All right, so this means
And,
you get to keep one of them, right?
well, 2 of them.
Okay. All right. So yes, two of your, well, I guess it's one plus however many successes you have. So
Oh wait,
one of your
Potter gets to assist. I almost forgot.
okay. Oh, Potter, so lovable.
And he's actually
Hey.
adorable enough to convince them to stay.
Yep. They're like, I think I need to I must depart. These wounds are horrible. Um and then Potter gives him the puppy dog eyes. No, you know what? We're going to make a command decision. I think that once someone has an injury, they're no longer going to track with you, Connor. So you can get another irregular, but let's have a new character. Throw you on the spot there to come up with somebody new.
Definitely, injury is the cue to go home.
Yeah, injury is the cue to pack it in.
See how much of a
for
pain in the
now.
butt it is for me to deal with, and I'm loyal. I'm not an irregular. I'm a regular.
Okay, which one had the injury? Was it? I don't remember the map.
Oh my, let's check out the map. I think it's this one. Remy was the one who was dying but stabilized. All right. So, first things first, I assume you guys did take a respite, a snooze, but we need to know. I need to know a couple things. While you are in Burgess, as I mentioned, there's sort of currently like bats are not especially safe. Everyone's looking for this Ridalfo character, which means that it's going to be a little bit tricky to keep a low profile if you have one bound. Uh, and you're traveling through the city. So I guess the question
Everyone's
is, do you
looking,
intend to?
like logic. Everyone's looking for Rodolfo. This will be difficult to keep a low profile since we have Rodolfo.
Exactly, since you've got him. Yeah. So how do you want to proceed with this? You could do the old bag on the head. You could beat feet and maybe try to get out of the city and find maybe a low profile place to stay. Although haven't had a lot of luck with low profile inns so far, but there's always others.
Well, so how did we lose Harmon again? Do we have a story reason for that, or it's just because his player's not here?
I assumed that he was still tracking with you guys. If you want a reason for him to take a break, it's quite possible that
Well,
upon
here's
returning to
here's
the city.
instead of trying to do a low profile, we could attempt to do a misdirection. Harmon is extremely obvious. So if Harmon left with a or headed somewhere with a surrogate Ridalfo in tow, people might pursue him instead of us.
Hmm. Okay. I mean, that's
I mean,
very
that's the
possible.
first suggestion off the top of my head. Connor, I know that you attract an entourage. Or any of them, first of all, are any of them bats? And second of all, are any of them skilled in subterfuge?
Well, let's leave it up to Rabbit. I have 3 of them, and I have 2 accounted for in my stats. Raphael and Louis. So, did we get any particularly non-patriotic nobles? Not nobles, but locals. Very close to those 2 words. Very close.
Yeah, no, you know what? I could imagine yeah, that you would get someone who saw you walking, nursing your wounds from the fight. Um, Possibly they're attracted to you because they see Ridalfo and they're like, "Oh, hey, is this the guy?" And maybe they
Hey,
would
can I
join
hang
for
out
that.
with you for a day and claim a share of the reward?
Yeah, basically like looking for an extra hand to handle this situation. Um, I mean, I actually like that setup a lot. He could be a lovable rogue, a soldier of fortune of sorts. Um, I'm really into that. If that's something you like, there, Connor, would you guys accept someone like that into your party?
Well, they're
Sure,
a gang
sure.
of irregulars, so they just kind of show up.
All right, let's see
So
if I
they have
still
like
have
a
this.
local mercenary or some such soldier of fortune, as you said.
I have a Rafferty was kind enough to link me a random character generator for Ironclaw, which I do have saved here as pretty
Yes.
funny. Chelino, well, right away. That is a great name. Okay. He is a male cattle, we'll say, I said soldier of fortune. I think there's a career in the book that is a bounty
Mercenary.
hunter of sorts, mercenary. There you go. So
I
we'll
mean,
go with
there's
that.
bounty. There is just mercenary, which is soldier of fortune.
And that's the one that we should probably go with.
Yeah,
So,
they get
male
fighting
cattle
skills and
mercenary.
tackling skills. It's great.
Perfect.
Can you
Um,
put his name in chat so I can copy it?
yes. Let's do this. All right, Chileno. Um, you catch his eye as you guys are limping back into town. Maybe I'm overstating exactly how beat up you guys were. I don't rightly remember. It was a long and exhausting battle, but I don't know how many people actually came away with it with hurts or injuries.
I mean, we did we lose an irregular? Did we lose anybody?
You almost did. He was dying, but he was stabilized. And I
Okay,
remember
and
that Connor got his jaw broken.
he bounced back just with injury. He didn't bounce back with sick.
That I rightly don't remember.
I
Okay,
tried watching at the time, and I guess he just injured.
okay,
Hmm.
yeah, because there's a recovery chart. Sick is terrible because you have to sick takes just as long to heal as injured, and you can't heal injured while you're sick.
Yup.
Yeah.
So
So it's double the
uh,
time.
somebody has to be a Pillars of Eternity. One, you guys are nerds. One of you has to be playing Pillars of Eternity, right?
I have it.
Ah,
All right.
Get around to it one day.
then
I
never
played
mind.
some of it. No, I have not got that deep into it.
Okay. Because I'm flattered because they put these rules that we use in Ironclaw in Pillars of Eternity. So
Oh yeah.
we're our games are just as good. Um, but never mind. Yeah, no, people who were you were right earlier. People who were injured leave because it's like, well, this is gonna take 2 weeks. Bye. Um, um, so no, I was just suggesting that. Well, so no, the answer to my question, no one here has any skill in deceit. So, I mean, we could try to make an ostentatious display of having Harmon going somewhere and claiming he has Ridalfo. We could still do it. We're just not very good at it. Anybody with any savvy will see through it.
Right. And you have to find yourselves a bat. I guess maybe that was the point of the irregulars, but you got a cattle shown up.
We don't have
I
any
guess you.
bad. We could try to disguise somebody as a bat, but we're not going to
Mm,
fool it. The other trick would be for me to disguise myself
it's true. You have a
uh,
bat.
as Ridalfo and leave with Harmon, so I could rendezvous with you folks later. Um, so Connor, your plan is to take Ridalfo back to Abernaquan domain, is that right?
Back to Touchdown to the Listening to.
Yeah. Who are Doloro? So across the
Wow,
river,
so
but
you're
not in
actually going to
Avoirdupois.
surrender him to local authorities.
Yep, there
Um,
are advantages to bringing him to the Lysaemon too. More money. Um,
well, I'm done. More money. I heard that. So, well, I could catch up with you later because I could leave with Harmon and at least make a grand show of traveling um, with him. Even though Harmon does Harmon even have presence?
Oh,
I
So
don't think so.
I'm guessing Harmon hasn't bought anything that isn't killing power.
you're
In the
probably
words of
right.
Homer Simpson, increase my killing power, eh? Um, so we could try, and then I could just catch up with you guys later because I'm a bat. Plus, also, I'm not really going to be able to help you with the Lissamento. I don't actually have any etiquette skills or anything like that. I say as I look at my character sheet and realize I do, but I'm going to say I don't.
Okay. Um.
Actually,
So
it's looking weirder and weirder because we've lost the doctor because he's doing charity.
I know he's
And
splitting up.
we're trying to, it looks like Connor, you're going to be in a solo mission with you and your entourage.
You do have the men for it.
I've got a small army with me.
So, and it's going to be Connor with a sorcerer, and no one in Connor's party is a skilled witch hunter.
It's a risk.
Do we have money?
I think you guys are gonna have to answer that.
I have 26 denarii and 12 orchok.
Yeah, you don't actually have the gift of wealth, do you?
He
I
does.
do.
Yeah,
I
so
think
are
it's
you,
tapped though.
it is tapped. Okay. In
Well, wait,
theory,
because
and how far do you have to go to the
Hmm.
Lissamento? How many days is that going to be?
I believe it's not gonna be more than 2, maybe 1.5. Let's see. It is gonna be a
Okay.
boat ride.
Oh, so we're going to have to hire a boat.
Yeah.
Okay, because boats cost money.
You guys are currently here in Bruges, and this up here is the location of Tuscan. And if we're using this map, it looks like that's a day. Let's say, yeah, let's say a day and a half.
Okay, well, that's going to cost you about 24 dinar just to go on the boat. Because it's 2 dinar a league when you travel by riverboat.
Ah, wow. Okay.
Now, that's 2 dinar a league, but you can take over 200 stone with you. So the idea is you kind of like, bring several people.
You could also convince another old man to just take you across the river and then you hoof it.
Well, we have the 24 dinar. We could just take the boat.
Yeah.
So that's what I would recommend. Well, it's only a day and a half. Try not to get you and your men in Sorcel while we're gone.
I think the boat trip would be not only the cheapest, but the best.
It
All
would
right.
be safer. You're not running into more
Safest.
people that way.
Harmon and I will travel south because this has the advantage that not only can we try to be obvious and get obvious fortune hunters to come after us, but we probably should report back to your contact at the Church of Somer to tell them what we did.
Sounds good.
So that's the plan. Harmon and I will pretend to be Ridalfo and travel south while these two follow the river.
All right, that
While
sounds
Connor
good.
follows the river. I don't know if the doctor's coming back or not.
Doctor
I still
will
got a week of work,
probably,
so
yeah, he'll get out pretty soon. Well, he'll get out by the time that all of you guys get to your destinations and wrap this up.
It's your time to shine, Connor.
All right. Yeah, I will say that Anushka and Harmon, on your travels, you do come across no less than 2 separate groups of would-be bounty hunters, but none of them were bold enough to even make the approach, seeing Harmon just kind of like scowl at them at range.
Right, and
But yeah,
also they might also look and see like that's not the right bat.
it could be. I don't know how much information they actually have about the details. I mean, obviously you are a female bat, and Ridalfo is a male bat, but beyond that, I don't know how clear the bounty was put out on.
It can't just be for how round up any random bat. That would waste
Right,
everyone's time.
right.
Yeah, no, and also, yeah, they would, like you said, they would look at. I mean, you don't even have to ask me to roll. We don't have any deceit, so they would probably look at us and say, okay, that matches the description of what we heard as a rumor. But as I'm always fond of saying, it's like, NPCs do things for reasons. They might look at that saying, okay, that guy is probably going to kill all of us, and this probably isn't even the right target. So let's not do this today.
Yeah. All right. Meanwhile, on the boat, Connor, uh, I'd like to get a resistance roll from you. It's kind of a resistance roll. We're gonna roll it like a normal check, and I believe this should be will and negotiation.
Oh boy. At least it's a skill I have this time.
Let's see. And if I remember mind reading correctly from when you were doing it in the last game,
So
the
mind reading is you have to hit a group with it. You have to roll, and everybody in the group rolls to resist. The one person who rolls the lowest is the person whose mind gets read.
Mhm.
Now, when you attack a group of people, you can choose which people are in the group and which aren't. So if you only want to read one person's mind, you can pick a group of one.
Mhm.
However, you
And
may have noticed that the odds of people resisting the spell is pretty freaking high. So that's
Yep.
on purpose. The theory would be that you would hit an entire crowd and then read the mind of the weakest person in the group, which is narratively appropriate. It's what you see in the stories all the time. I put out tendrils seeking the weakest mind. That's why I can only cast this once per day. So it's a question of what you would do, Ridalfo, because I don't think you care about what any of the irregulars are thinking unless you can somehow manipulate them. But yeah, you hit everybody. And remember that if they resist it, they'll know. If
Right.
they overwhelmingly resist, they can come by and mess up your day. So that's the question of whether you want to do it or not. Thought reading. Yep, here we are. Thought reading. Yeah, and that's a that's a duel. So that is the caster rolls a mind inquiry. Everyone resists with mind, deceit, and presence.
Okay.
However, you can only overwhelmingly resist if you actually have any deceit or any presence, because that's overwhelming is when you get 2 successes. You can't get 2 successes if you're only rolling 1 die.
Mhm.
Connor, what is it? Do you have deceit and or presence?
I have neither.
Oh, all
Well,
right.
I left Ridalfo in good company, didn't I? So yeah, so Ridalfo
Okay.
can basically try to read their minds all day long.
Yeah. All right. Just trying to-
This is a once per day spell.
Yeah. What is the? Do you have the page number for that?
300.
A nice round number. Okay. Thought reading. Da.
Yep. So that's what he would do. He would roll his mind inquiry.
Okay. His mind and inquiry are 2d10. He's a little bit built out for this kind of thing.
Yeah, so he rolls his mind inquiry once.
All
So
right.
he has 1 success.
One success.
Well, it doesn't matter if success starts as a duel.
Oh, it's
People
cool.
resist. So, okay, so everybody in the crowd rolls and has to roll 7 or better.
Got it. All right.
And in case it matters, you can only hit 7 targets.
Oh, okay. That's cool. All right. So Arcloid, why don't you give me another roll? Because I had you roll the wrong thing with will and negotiation. It would be
Mind-
will and deceit and presence, which is just going to be your will roll.
It's harder to read the minds of scary people, and it's harder to read the minds of liars.
Right. And I guess it's worth it. We're here if you want to make a mind deceit presence roll for your irregulars, you may as well do that.
They're probably all rolling 1d6.
They're all rolling
Probably.
d6s. So
In which case they couldn't actually beat him with a 7.
All we care about now is who the lowest roller is. They're the ones who get their minds read.
Right.
Oh, that's okay. I'm sure that your followers are pinnacles of willpower and will completely resist that 7 with their 1d6. They literally can't succeed.
They literally cannot. I just wonder if it's going to be Potter's going to be the one to crack.
Or I guess more the point, they could roll 1s and roll lower than the 2.
Yep. Is Roll20 being silly? There we go.
There it is.
I think Connor was just typing.
yeah, sorry that took so long. I had to look up what everybody's name was. But I wisely chose to roll personality because there's no way I could have beaten that with my 1d6. And it came up with 12.
Okay. Well, Lewis is
Yeah.
the lowest roller, so he has a 1, so he failed.
And Potter.
Potter also has a 1. There's a tie.
The game host may choose which one of them gets hit. It's usually the closer one.
It's going to be Potter. It
All
just
right.
has to be.
Okay, so Potter's mind is red. Potter is botched, which gives an extra success to the roll. And Ridalfo is a 2 and a 7. So 7 beats 1, 2 beats 1. That's 2 successes, and it's a botch, which is a free success. So that's 3. So Ridalfo plumbs the depths of Potter's mind, learning deep, buried secrets. He learns all of Potter's influence gifts, all personality gifts, all careers that Potter possesses, now or in the past. In a single moment, he learns all of Potter's life, doing the total deep wiki dive, going in through all the links. Anything that Potter knows or has experienced is now information that Ridalfo knows.
You 20 minutes from now, hey Potter, remember where your whole village burned down?
Yep.
He just starts crying.
No
Yep.
one has succeeded or overwhelmingly succeeded, so all they know is that Ridalfo's over there being creepy.
Being creepy in the corner.
It's what you have learned. Now, if you want to start like negotiating or seducing Potter or whatever it is you want to do, there you go.
I'm going to seduce that porcupine. No. That is not, seduction is not necessarily Rodolfo's game. I guess in this case, it's not Rodolfo's game. Yeah, so you guys have been traveling. You are on the boat headed east towards Tusk Dun when Rodolfo begins to chuckle in a very disconcerting and foreboding sort of way. He says, you think that by capturing me, you will have changed anything. You will have earned yourself some coin, yes, but you think that you have prevented the coming storm. But you fools, you know nothing. And he continues to chuckle to himself in your presence, Connor.
Well, humor him, let him talk, but it's all just hot air to Connor.
Exactly.
Just
He's
loose and trying to make us lose our resolve, and can't have that, can we?
No, no. You know that he's a mind wizard. You can't trust anything that this guy says. You've seen him ensorcel people before. However, at this point, he knows probably a lot about you.
Phone call, be right back.
Oh, okay. All right then. It's gonna make this tricky because Connors is the only person in the scene right now. So, maybe do you guys mind if we take a quick break? I know it's
Yeah.
very, very early in the session.
Yeah, quick little break while we handle the phone call and come back to Connor's mind being destroyed by unforgiving magics.
Well, no, actually, he did all this to Potter.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Potter's mind
Poor
has
Potter.
been poor Potter.
All right, quick break.
Quick break. Be right back.